For over 500 years, the Gulf of Mexico has been a battleground for empires, an economic powerhouse, and a vital artery for global trade. But in 2025, President Donald Trump made a bold and controversial decision. He renamed it the Gulf of America. Why did he do it? What impact did this change have on US relations with Mexico and the world? And most importantly, how did this renaming reshape America's historical and economic identity? Stay tuned as we uncover the untold history of the Gulf of Mexico and the truth behind its renaming. Before we dive into the renaming, let's understand why the Gulf of Mexico has been so crucial throughout history. It connects the United States, Mexico, and Cuba, making it one of the most significant trade routes in the world. It has been the center of naval conflicts, colonization, and piracy since the 16th century. The Gulf produces over 17% of US oil and gas, making it an energy super hub. It handles over $400 billion in annual trade, serving as the lifeline for Houston, New Orleans, and Florida's ports. Simply put, the Gulf is not just a body of water, it's an economic and geopolitical force. And this is why renaming it caused such an uproar. On January 20th, 2025, President Donald Trump announced and signed Executive Order 14172, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. His reasoning? To assert US dominance over its economic and territorial waters. Here's what we know. Nationalistic branding Trump argued that renaming the Gulf would reinforce America's sovereignty and discourage illegal immigration. Economic messaging. He positioned the Gulf as a US-centric trade and energy hub, appealing to oil and gas industries' military strategy. Some analysts believe this move was part of a broader geopolitical stance, strengthening military presence in the Gulf region. While supporters hailed the renaming as a symbol of American strength, critics saw it as an unnecessary provocation toward Mexico. But was it even legal? One of the biggest questions that arose: can a US president unilaterally rename a geographical feature shared by multiple countries? Diplomatic fallout: Mexico and Cuba rejected the renaming, arguing that international maritime law prevents a single country from claiming a shared body of water. UN intervention. The United Nations did not recognize the name change, stating that the Gulf of Mexico remains the official international designation. US congressional opposition. While some Republican lawmakers supported the move, Democrats and foreign policy experts criticized it as a symbolic but impractical action. In short, while the name change appeared on some US government maps and documents, some experts believe it had no binding international recognition. But beyond politics, how did it impact the Gulf's economy? Renaming the Gulf wasn't just about politics. It had real economic and environmental implications. Trade disruptions. It has been alleged that some Mexican shipping companies refused to use the new name, leading to minor tensions in trade agreements. Tourism impact. There were some reports that Florida and Texas tourism saw a brief boost due to the publicity of the name change. Oil and gas industry response. While US energy companies largely ignored the renaming, it is believed Mexico could increase partnerships with China to reduce dependency on the US environmental concerns. The Gulf remains one of the most hurricane-prone regions, and experts argue that focusing on renaming it diverted attention from pressing climate issues. So with all this controversy, what is the Gulf actually called today, mid-February 2025? As of mid-February 2025, the official name remains the Gulf of Mexico, recognized by all international bodies and most global institutions. However, some US maps and conservative media outlets still refer to it as the Gulf of America. The name change did not impact international agreements, maritime law, or trade policies. Public opinion remains deeply divided, with some Americans embracing the change while others dismiss it as political theater. At the end of the day, what matters most isn't the name, but the Gulf's historical, economic, and geopolitical importance. The Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf of America, depending on who you ask, has been a silent witness to centuries of history, conflicts and economic power struggles. Whether or not its name ever officially changes, one thing is clear: its importance will never fade. What do you think? Should the US have renamed the Gulf, or was it an unnecessary move? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Time Travel's Chronicles-X for more untold stories of history's biggest moments. See you in the next video.